Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is actually a coaching call for my clients in the 12-week program that I have been running since July 2018 when I launched my book, Empower the Woman Within. And this is week 12. And week 12 is all about manifesting, how to manifest your amazing life. I share with you how I manifested my life, how I went from a miserable, toxic marriage of over 20 years, living in Florida, financially dependent on my ex, and how I escaped that relationship and moved 3 states away with nothing but a futon couch and an air mattress, and moved here to North Carolina and rebuilt my life and myself back up. How I created this online business, now married to the man of my dreams, and like all of the goodies in between that. So that's what I want to share with you today. So just know this is an actual coaching call, and we are going to do some Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can either put it in the chat or you can write it down and ask when it's time for Q&A. Another thing about the chat, I want to just bring to your attention. If you hit the button, the arrow next to where it says everyone, you can privately message me or anybody who's here in the group. You just click their name. But if you want it to go to everybody, you just leave it for everybody. And then also over to the right on the bottom, you're going to see 3 little dots. If you click those 3 dots, it gives, if you go all the way to the top, it says save chat. If you wanted to save the chat, like if there was links in here, anything that you wanted to save, you can do that there. I just wanted to give that little tidbit information. All right, so people are still popping on. So type in the chat and let us know where you're from. I love to hear where you're from. I know we have a New York in here, a Colorado in here, an Idaho, I think. Desiree, are you in Idaho? Oh, Iowa? Somewhere in the cold. Let us know where you are listening from. Delaware. Okay, I was way off. Okay. All right. So again, I'm so excited that you're here. If you don't know me, my name is Denise Kavlaskis, and I support women and men in healing after narcissistic relationships, abusive relationships, toxic relationships. And we've all been in one, right? And today's topic about manifesting your life, I want you to know that no matter what you've been through, you can create an amazing life for yourself. East London, sweet. Tennessee, East Tennessee of the Smokies. Oh, I thought that was another Michelle. Pardon me. I thought it was a Michelle in Colorado. Well, welcome. So excited to have you here. So I want you to know that I was in a very toxic relationship with a lot of chaos and traumas and dramas for over 20 years, and I escaped and have literally an unrecognizable life right now. So if I did it, so can you. So just want to kind of preface that for you. All right, so that's what we're talking about today, is how to manifest your amazing life. How do you go from literally craziness, toxic trauma and drama to what seems like a dream, right? How do you do that? So if you're wondering, if you don't know who I am, and if you're wondering, how is this woman here talking about narcissistic relationships and how to heal from them, how am I able to be here and show up like this and teach you this? Well, that's a great question. So I am a transformational coach who specializes in helping women and men heal from toxic relationships. And my credit and authorization to be here teaching you is that I've done this for myself. And like I said, I was in a 22-year relationship filled with all the traumas and the dramas and the chaos. I was lied to, cheated on, abused mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and sometimes, like I said, physically. I tested positive for STDs in both of my pregnancy, and I survived years of his abuse. And now on the other side of that, I am thriving. And that's what I want for you too. To thrive after abuse, to find your true love and be happy now, So the first steps that I had to take were, one, I had to learn how to love me again. I had to learn how to embrace me, love me, accept me. Number two, I had to build my self-esteem back up again. And number three, I had to let go of the guilt and the shame that was holding me back. So along the way here, I'm going to copy and paste some of this into the chat for you. If you want to grab it, you can. Totally up to you. Just want to have that for you. So since I left and healed from that past relationship, I've created a successful online business where I've taken my pain and turned it into my purpose to help others get through, over, and thrive after toxic relationships. I got to marry my best friend last June on a gorgeous North Carolina beach with 100 of our friends and family, and only having healthy relationships now. I've even healed the relationship between my son and me, and that's a whole nother workshop that I could teach. I've written an Amazon international bestseller and personally helped tons of women and counting heal from toxic love so that you can experience what true love feels like. This journey wasn't easy, but it was without a doubt worth it. And I want you to experience that feeling of healing too. I want you to experience what this feeling of healing on the other side of toxic relationship is. So the start of my journey was that I left that relationship and my entire family and moved here to North Carolina. So I'm originally from South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, and I moved here to North Carolina so that I could start all over again. Like I said, I moved here with nothing but a futon couch and air mattress. Yes, I manifested $10,000, but that was to get my apartment and to like kind of have the bills paid for a couple of months while I found a job, because I didn't have a job when I came here. And I didn't have a job in Florida. I manifested that $10,000 without a job. So I left everything behind in Florida. My son, my family, my friends, the only life that I had ever known, and the only state that I had ever lived in. I cried crossing over the North Carolina state line. I was leaving everything behind me. It was hard to leave it all behind and start over, but I just knew it was going to be amazing on the other side. I knew I had to do this for myself. No, it wasn't easy, but it was necessary for my own sanity and emotional health. And what I've gained since starting my healing journey is an unbelievable feeling of love in all of the areas of my life. All the pain and the hurt and the abuse and the confusion, the uncertainty, the lack of trust, the lack of self-confidence, and the lack of self-love are all gone. And my clients receive this too. So they receive a smooth divorce from her high confrontational husband. She got everything that she asked for in the divorce. She doubled her income. And another client manifested the top company that she wanted to work with. And I'm going to show you tonight in this, I'm going to show you all of these things, all of these like testimonies that I'm giving to you. I'm going to show you how to do this. I just want to share with you like what is possible for you. I manifested more than what I asked for, another client said. And my favorite one is I met the man of my dreams in the middle of a pandemic, and now they just bought their house a couple months ago. So you are in the right place. If you are done attracting toxic men in relationships and you're ready to experience what new and healthy relationships look like. But this is not for you if you're still blaming your circumstances on other people and you do not want to solve this problem. My mission is to show you that if I can come out of the other side of toxic relationships and a failed marriage, so can you. All right, so are you ready to learn the exact steps that I did to manifest my dream life and have true love? Type yes in the chat if you are ready. And I promise you that you're going to get clarity today on how to manifest your most amazing life, the life that you right now, it looks like a dream to you. It seems like a dream. It seems far out of reach to you, I'm going to share with you and give you clarity today on the steps on how to bring that into your reality. Okay. So in return, I ask that you're fully present here so that you can gain the most value and information that will change your life. And be engaging and ask questions. So that question that you may think is irrelevant or stupid is the exact question that someone else was wanting to ask. So please ask away. And like I said in the chat, if you want the question just to come to me, you just press that little arrow next to everyone and you just hit my name and it'll come straight to me, okay? So tips for watching or tips for being here today is just be here with us. That's, I always say, just be here with us. You don't need to take notes. You don't need to write down anything. You'll get the replay, and I encourage you to take notes when you get the replay. All right. So, and that's when you can like pause the class and write down what you need to. So right now, just be present with us today. All right. So are you ready to be fully present? Are you ready to feel free in your life and manifest anything that you want? I'm so excited to show you this. All right. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. So ready. Yes, Michelle. Awesome. All right. Perfect, my loves. Okay. So like I said, this is week 12 in, it's my book. Where's my book? I should have had it out. Here it is. In Empower the Woman Within, and that's the name of the course. Empower the Woman Within in week 12. So there's 12 chapters in the book, and there's, let me see if I'm showing this to you. There's 12 chapters in the book, and there's 12 weeks in the course, okay? So on the last chapter, I share with the reader, you, how I got to create this amazing life, and how I went from bleh to wow, when my now husband had asked had a surprise proposal on North Carolina Beach, and really how to get over the shame and the blame when you've been in an abusive relationship. So when you're in the course, you also get this gorgeous workbook that I have for everybody. You can print it up if you want. You don't have to. You get it in a PDF, but I have it separated with the weeks, and we're on week 12. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the actual letter that I wrote to manifest this life that I have now. And again, if you have any questions, just pop it in the chat. Here we go. All right. So, you know, normally what I would say when it's just my clients on this call is I go over all of the weeks and all of the topics that we've covered. So in week 1, we covered you're not what happened to you and know who you are. We cover basically like how to accept yourself and how to get to know yourself, how to love yourself. Week 2, we go over the red flags, how to recognize the red flags easily so that you don't repeat the same mistakes in these toxic relationships ever again. Week 3, we talk about know your truth, accepting the truth triggers, and we talk about the addict archetype, the different parts of us, right? Week 4, we go over trust, always trusting your gut and no more people pleasing. That's what we cover in week 4. Week 5 is fears of moving on, because there's that voice inside of us that wants to keep us safe and will prevent us from reaching our dreams and reaching our desires, because that voice inside of us that's trying to keep us safe will hold us back. And week 6, we talk about the difference between, you know, the fear versus love, ego versus heart, this voice versus this voice, because we always have these two voices inside of us. There's this one where the fear lives, and then there's your heart. Week 7, we talk about speaking your truth and being unapologetic, being authentic and sharing your feelings and expressing yourself without without the people pleasing, without apologizing, and just expressing yourself. Week 8 is loving all of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Self-love is so important when you've been through these toxic relationships. To love yourself again, love yourself completely and whole, it's imperative for your growth and to move on. Week 9, we talk about you are smarter and tougher than you think. Be you, love you, and don't let anybody dim your shine. In week 10, we talk about owning your story so your story doesn't own you. So basically, the triggers that we have in the past and being able to share your story, even if it's just with yourself, and not getting emotional over it anymore, not having that trigger of pain, that trigger of heartache, that trigger of shame or blame inside of you, and just being able to express your story of what's happened in the past and own it, and not blaming yourself anymore, taking on the emotions from somebody else that put that on you. All right. Week 11 is it's just a chapter, turn the page, getting past the past. So 11 is about accepting what's happened in the past and accepting it so that you no longer are afraid of it, are in fear of it, that you can just say, hey, when I was pregnant, my ex gave me STDs. Yeah, that was very shameful at the time when it happened. I didn't utter those words to anybody, but now I can share that and not have that shame inside of me, not have that guilt or that blame inside of me, right? And now here we are on week 12. Create a life you love and manifesting it. All right. So what does manifest mean spiritually? Okay. Manifestations origins are in religion and spirituality, because if something spiritual becomes real, it is said to be manifested. Remember, I said it may look like a dream to you inside of your head right now, and I'm going to show you how to bring it into your reality. So that's what they're talking about here. Clear or obvious to the eye of the mind, your third eye right here. Okay. That which we intend has already been created by thought and has been visualized, at least in some form. Manifest means to make clear or evident to the third eye, or understanding, show plainly. All right, so visualization plays a key role in the process as we see what we are intending and desiring. Manifesting things into reality is a process of bringing that which we intend into actual existence in our physical world. So I want you to just, for a moment, I want you to think of what is around you. Okay, so around me, there's the workbook. That was once a thought manifested into reality, into a physical form. Okay, this pen was once a thought that somebody thought of, which is now manifested into a physical form. My sticky notes was once a thought that somebody thought of and is now manifested into a physical form. So that's what I mean. Whatever you think of that you want, you can bring it into your physical world. You can bring it into your reality. All right. So it says that which we intend has already been created by thought and has been visualized, at least in some form. So I've been honored to help countless women and men manifest things that they at first did not think were possible, right? So the two testimonies on the back of my book, one says, I was in a high conflict divorce with a narcissist. I have seen a huge improvement in myself, my self-esteem and empowerment. Her support and coaching is eye-opening. I felt Denise was brought into my life for a reason. The other one says, I gained clarity and confidence and refound my power and my voice with Denise's guidance and accountability to dig deep and peel back the layers I have been covered in for years. And then another testimony is the one that I was sharing with you earlier about meeting the man of her dreams in the middle of a pandemic. And there's more, right? So recently, well, I'm working on manifesting something right now that I'll share with you. But last year, when I was getting married, I manifested my dream wedding band when they said it was impossible to get during COVID-19 because the jewelry store was up in New York and everything was shut down. They were only there like twice a week for a few hours. I said, nope, this ring is mine on my wedding day. I will have this ring. Mind you, we left a week before the wedding and we were going to be there a week after. It was a destination wedding. So I had to get it like before the week of the wedding date. Also, the venue that we paid for it had ocean view, but it was like lower. It was a lower story in the building. I think it was like second story. And the view was like, I don't know what they call it, but it's like beach grass. And then you see the ocean, right? I manifested the 7th floor, all glass around us and drop dead ocean views. No extra charge for that. No extra charge for the ring. I manifested these things. Okay. So once you get into like these, know how to manifest, things will come to you quick. I didn't even ask for a bigger venue. Yeah, I was asking for the ring, but I wasn't even asking for a bigger venue. I was totally happy with the venue that we had. So like surprises, the universe loves to surprise you. All right. Okay. I love it. All right. So what does the third eye mean for those of you who are not familiar with third eyes? What is unseen for a large segment of humanity became a normal part of her vision. There is no substitute for knowing. To know is to be free, and there is no way to know unless your perception is enhanced beyond its present limitations. Okay. First thing that you must do to manifest anything that you want is to decide. Okay. I'm going to copy and paste this, put this in there for you. I'll repeat it. The first thing that you must do to manifest anything that you want is to decide. All right. Hold on. I'll paste that there. And let me see. Somebody sent me something. Health? Absolutely, Michelle. Absolutely, 100%. Yes. Okay. So this question here, can we hold this until the end? I want to, on the Q&A, I want to give that, I want to coach you on this. The not feel guilty about my young boys living with their father. Okay. I will definitely help you with that. Okay. So like I said, first thing that you must do to manifest is that you decide with everything in you that you are having this, you want this, this is yours. Okay. It's yours. Like that ring, my ring, I was like, that ring is mine. When I left Florida and came here, I was like, I'm going to have $10,000. $10,000 was in my brain. $10,000. I could see the number, the $10,000, $10,000, $10,000. I have $10,000. I'm going to have $10,000 when I leave. And so not including me being in Colorado for 10 days, having a blast, meaning the money that I spent there is what I'm talking about. We went white river rafting. I went in my first piano bar. I got a tattoo. Like, I'm not counting that money that I spent in Colorado. When I swiped my card for the Penske truck, the Penske moving truck in Florida, I had $10,000 to a T in my bank account. No job, you guys. I had no job. And not only did I not have a job and I manifested this money, but also any money that I could get my hands on was funneled through my ex because I was running his business. Okay. So this is what I mean. Anything is possible for you. Decide that you want this. Decide that it's yours. Decide that you have it. All right. And decide that you are more excited about your future than you are your past, right? Because the mind likes to replay the old stories from the past, and that's going to pull you back. That's going to prevent you from creating a life that you want. Because your thoughts are the language of the brain. Your feelings are the language of the body. So, how do you think? How you think and how you feel creates your state of being. Okay, so most people's state of being when they start off their day is in the familiar past, right? Would you agree? So if you live in the familiar past, that doesn't make sense. You're going to create a predictable future. Your body is your unconscious mind. Some people would like to cling to what's familiar than to take a chance on possibilities, right? Think of the crabs. Think of the crab. I call it the crab effect. I don't know if it's really called that, but when crabs are in a bucket and one crab tries to escape, get out, what do the other crabs do? They pull him down. And it's not because they're pulling him down because they're like, no, you have to suffer like us. They're pulling him down because they think that they're trying to protect him because what's outside of the bucket is scary. They don't know what's outside of the bucket, right? You're safe here. We're all together here. So this is how the mind works. This is how the ego works. It's like when your heart is trying to climb out of the bucket because you know that there's possibilities, there's endless possibilities for you out there. And you say, I want this kind of a life. I want to make this amount of money per month. I want to have a real true love, a partner that loves me. I want to live on the beach, whatever it is that you want. Your mind goes, no, come back. No, you can't have that. Come back. That's too far away. And so because we are so comfortable in our comfort zone, we go back to what's familiar to us, what we know. Even dysfunction is comfortable. So this is the comfort zone versus what's possible when you step out of your comfort zone, right? So here's step one to manifesting your desires. Are you aware of your thoughts? Are you aware of your thoughts? Do you know that 95% of your thoughts are your subconscious programming, the things that you learned, picked up, accepted as a truth from growing up, whether it was from mom or dad, extended family, church, school, TV, society, it doesn't matter. Programming, 95%, that's a lot. So the first step to change is to be aware of your current thoughts. Because when you can observe those thoughts, you're no longer the program. Okay, the program is just going. You are now in the consciousness observing the thoughts. Okay, now the game is on, right? Now you're waking up to what is possible for you and your future. Step two, gratitude. Gratitude gives you the energy to follow your goals. So, what are you grateful for? Type in the chat. Give me something big, something little, it doesn't matter. Something that you're grateful for. And give me specifics. Like what just came to my head was I'm grateful for my life. But for you, like be specific. I'll share something. Here's mine. I'm grateful for each of you being here tonight. Okay, Type in the chat. Give me something that you're grateful for. It could be something so little. It doesn't matter. Just express it. Expressing gratitude for the present, past, and future, right? Change your energy to change your life. Leave the lack, the emptiness, the guilt, the blame, and the shame behind, and maintain these high vibe emotions throughout your day. That's really important for you to do. Okay. Beautiful, Desiree. Air in my lungs. Beautiful. I love it. Yes. Waking up to driving to work and seeing spring. Oh, beautiful. And the colors. I love it. That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Step 3, meditation. How many of you meditate? Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up or say, yes, I meditate if you meditate. Meditation. The Dalai Lama once said, if every 8-year-old in the world is taught meditation, we will eliminate violence from the world within 1 generation. Think about that. Okay? And he's right. Once we practice meditation, we only become, right, more relaxed. We become better humans. You master yourself, you master your life. Yes. Oh, awesome. Okay, here's that quote by the Dalai Lama. Meditation bridges the gap between your dreams and your reality. Okay. Step 4, visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool. It can lead you to your dreams just by thinking about it. So I don't remember the exact numbers, but I know when you hold a thought for 17 seconds, the law of one of them is manifestation comes in, or the law of attraction comes in. When you hold it for 68 seconds, so 17 seconds and 68 seconds. So hold your thought, and you can do this through visualization for 68 seconds. At least 17 seconds, but 68 seconds. And that's when the manifestation and the law of attraction kicks in. And it can lead you to your dreams just by thinking about it. So remember, everything was once a thought, was once a dream. I remember crying myself to sleep every night thinking, is this my freaking life? Is this it? Like, I was miserable, and I had no like thoughts of like what a happy life could be like, to share my life with somebody who I could be authentic with, that I didn't have to tiptoe around, walk on eggshells around, somebody that I had to constantly worry about what that other person was thinking versus just being in ease and flow, which is what I have now with my marriage, with my relationship with Ray. It's very easy. It flows. I say whatever I want. I don't think about what I'm going to say before I say it anymore, like I used to, because there was consequences to that. Now I just say it. Obviously, I say it respectfully. I'm not being mean or anything, but even before, when I wasn't being mean, it was taken the wrong way, and it turned into a big argument, and we would go 3 weeks without talking. Craziness. So meditation bridges the gap between your dreams and reality. Visualization is a powerful tool. You can lead you to your dreams just by thinking about it. And this is where the third eye comes in, right? To see what you want to create in your third eye. So your brain does not know the difference between imaginary and reality. This is really important for you to know. Your brain does not know the difference between imaginary and reality. So when I was in Florida and I was decided that I'm coming here to North Carolina, what I would do when I was driving down the highway, because in Florida we have palm trees. In North Carolina, we have like pine trees or oaks or whatever, different trees. So what I would do when I was driving is I would visualize pine trees on this highway instead of palm trees. And I would put myself in North Carolina, even though I was in South Florida. And it worked. It worked because that was bringing me closer to where I wanted to be. You can do this too. So let me share with you so I just shared with you a little bit of how I manifested leaving Florida and coming here to North Carolina, leaving that relationship and coming here to North Carolina. And I really didn't know what I was doing back then because that was 2011. I didn't know any of this. I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. I didn't start this until 2014. So last year when I got married, I manifested my dream wedding. So I want to share with you some of the things that I did that you can use for you to manifest anything that you want. Because the number one key, the number one factor that you need to know about manifesting whatever you desire is emotion. The emotion of what it would feel like when you have it. Okay, so last year I actually booked the venue in 2000 because we got engaged at the end of 2017, so 2018, 2019. I think I booked it. Yeah, I booked it in 2018, and the venue gave me like a bulk price, a package price, and then I would just make payments, right? So, but the payments didn't include like the wedding dress and like the decorations, and you know how it goes with a wedding. So what I did was I had 3 songs. Songs are really helpful, okay, for you to tie in the emotion. So I had 3 songs that I visualized and brought in the emotion of what my wedding day was going to be like. One song was me walking down the aisle. What song was going to play when I was walking down the aisle? And every time I heard that song, I would cry. A lot of emotions came up. And I would visualize right here, me walking down the aisle, me seeing Ray at the end, standing there waiting for me. I would visualize all of my guests, my family and friends there, right? I would visualize the wind slightly, the breeze, because we're on the beach, right? The breeze slightly touching my skin and my hair flowing. I felt like the sun kissing my skin as I'm walking down the aisle. With that song playing, and that song really tied in the emotion. The other song was dancing. So now the wedding ceremony part is over, and now it's the venue part, it's the reception part. So this other song was the DJ was playing it, and I was surrounded by all my friends and family, and we're dancing to this song. And I would visualize like being in the center of everybody and just having a good time and dancing and moving my body. And so when I listened to that song, smile came across my face, and I would see everybody around me. Everybody around me was having a great time. Everybody around me was smiling and just having fun. It was just so much fun. And then same thing that I did with the third song. So I also visualized and heard, okay, you want to use your senses when you manifest. All 5 of your senses. This is what brings it. Again, your brain doesn't know the difference between imaginary and reality. So if you're imagining things, but you're bringing in your senses, that's how you manifest it into reality. So I would hear my friends and family saying, "Oh my God, Denise, the food was so good. It was so, this was so good. That was so good. The cake was so good. We had such a good time." And I shit you not, guys, I shit you not, during my wedding, okay, because a lot of people wait till after the wedding. During my wedding, people are like, "Denise, the food was so good." And they were having such a good time. And they said it was the funnest wedding. And I was like, this is real, you guys. This is real. This is real for you. Okay. Follow these steps. And I promise you, this is real. Okay. So that's just a couple of tips on how I manifested my dream wedding. You can use those same tips to manifest anything that you want, whether it's money, a promotion for your job, a house, a car, a relationship. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you want, you can manifest it. Okay. All right. Step 5, be present in the moment. Okay. Shift your attention to the now, which is meditation. When you meditate, hands over your heart and just be present. Being present in the moment now is just like right now. Right now, where are we? Right now, I'm sitting in this chair. Right now, I have you in front of me. Right now, I'm talking about manifestation. Right now, right? You just aware of where you are right now, present. How do I feel right now? What am I thinking about right now? Okay, so be present. All right. So also being in the present moment is, close your eyes and retreat from your life. Disconnect from your body, disconnect from your environment, disconnect from your schedule, disconnect, just give yourself some time, 20 minutes to 30 minutes to just be present, right? And meditation. Because when you invest in yourself, you invest in your future. And when you believe in yourself, you believe in possibilities. That which we are seeking is seeking us. This business that I have, this call that I'm doing, this was all once a thought. When my book came out, I thought of a course to create. I thought of it. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. I thought of it. I said, wouldn't it be great if I created a course from my book? Oh, wow, the book has 12 chapters. It could be a 12-week course. This wasn't planned. This was birthed, right? Through thought. Use your free will. That's why God gave it to you. Even a man in prison can feel free because your mind is yours. You are the landlord. You give permission to rent space there. You are the CEO of your life. You can fire and hire whoever you want, right? Somebody asked me why I picked NC. Well, I was debating between NC and North Carolina, or NC and Colorado initially. The reason why I picked North Carolina was A, my best friend lives here and her family that I grew up with. So that was comfortable. And then B, North Carolina to Florida, even the drive is just 12 hours. The flight is 2 hours. So that's another reason why. And then the third reason why is it's warmer in North Carolina than it is in Colorado. And I don't do snow. I don't do winters. I don't do cold. So that was the reasons why. Okay, so this is the part of the Q&A. So I do have one in here that I want to address. Beautiful, these. Let me find it. Okay, here it is. How do I not feel guilty about my young boys living with their father during the week, who is actively committing adultery and his affair partner is moving into our marital home this month? I moved out last year because he was not going to stop his cheating and I was done with his mess. Okay. So let me talk to you about guilt for a second, because the first line is, how do I not feel guilty about my young boys living with their father? Let me share something with you. Hold on. Let me pull it up. So guilt is a very low emotion. It is the lowest emotion on the map of consciousness. The map of consciousness was created by Dr. David Hawkins. If you don't know who that is, I highly recommend his books. Look him up. And he created this map of consciousness through muscle testing. Okay. And guilt and shame are the two lowest emotions that we carry inside of ourselves, in our bodies. So one of the things, it's good that you recognize that you feel guilty. One of the things that you want to do once you recognize this is you want to clear away that guilt. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. And can you see this chart? So this chart, it's the yellow part on the bottom. It says force. So if you look all the way to the bottom, you see shame. And shame resonates at a 20. And the emotion is humiliation, the process is elimination, and the life view is miserable. Just above that is guilt. Guilt is at a 30. The emotion is blame, destruction. All right. And then when you go up, so from guilt, there's apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride. When you get out of the yellow, go into the blue, that's power. So this is from his book, Dr. David Hawkins' book called Power versus Force. The emotions that you carry, you have force, these forcing emotions, or your power emotions, right? Power versus force. So courage is at a 200. All right, you're the process is empowerment. You're starting to get into the blue, into the power emotions, right? Where you want to be. And every single person that I talk to, when I ask them what they want, they tell me they want peace and joy and love. They want love, joy, and peace, which is right up here. Love is at a 500, joy is at a 540, peace is at 600. Above that is enlightenment, which is the process of that is pure consciousness. Okay, so to answer your question about guilt, you want to work on that emotion because it's a low vibration that your mental state is in, your emotional state, and which will be into your body. And I want you to think of your energy, your thoughts that have energy behind it as a boomerang. So if you're walking around and you feel guilty because of the past of your ex and his, sounds like he's a prize. When you put that energy out there, think of it as a boomerang, it's going to come back to you, meaning that if you're carrying guilt around and it's a low vibration, a low frequency, you're going to attract that into your life, that low vibration in other situations, other people, you're going to attract that. So you want to work on that guilt. Okay. You got to work through this. It's something that is needing your attention. Okay. Your boys are young, you said. So I'm assuming that you get your boys on the weekends because you say they're with their father during the week and he's committing adultery with his affair partner and she's about to move into the house. Okay. So I know this feels really heavy right now. I get that. Let me see. He is insecure and seeks validation from others. Yeah. Yes, weekends. They are 5 and 6. Yeah, the little ones. So you get them on the weekends. So when you have them, what is your time like with them on the weekends? Is it fun? Are you still feeling like, do you have resentment that you're carrying? Not towards them, because I know you're not resentment towards them, but resentment towards the fact that they're with their dad during the week, and then you have them on the weekends, and then maybe a little bit tense. That's what I'm picking up. Let me know if that's true or not. So the thing that you would need to do, my love, is work through this. This feels very heavy. Fun and safe space, not tense. Great, awesome. You have to work through this guilt and make the time with your boys. So like we were talking about gratitude, the more that you're grateful that you get your boys on the weekend, I know it's not ideal. I know you probably want them full time, like any parent would. But the more that you can be in gratitude of like, yes, I have my boys on the weekend and I'm so grateful for that. the more that, again, that's a vibration. Gratitude is a higher vibration. So remember, think of your energy as a boomerang. So when you're putting out the vibration of gratitude, you're going to get more situations of more things to be thankful for. So a great way to do this is to write it out. I always recommend writing, pen to paper, no typing, because you're releasing it from your body. So what you could do is you could write out a gratitude letter of all the things that you're grateful for, having your boys on the weekends. Because another thing is the more you focus on what you love about your life, the people in your life that you love, the situations that you love, the more that you're going to bring more of that similar situations into your of the same vibration into your world. So for example, if you're putting out, I'm so grateful, I'm so in love with my boys, I'm so happy, and this is the vibration that you're putting out, you're going to get back more of the love and the happiness and the things to be grateful for. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, good, awesome. Good. Okay, yes. So here's what she said. Great, nice to know that I'm on the right track with gratitude. I freaked X out by being calm and not losing my shit all over him. Okay, yes, because the more that you have your shit together, the more that they don't like it and they do freak out. You're right. So that means, hello, winning, you're winning. So you could do a letter, like I said, pen to paper, and just let it flow. Whatever comes out, let it come out. I'm so grateful for my boys. You could even do one one by one and just have that folded up, put it in a pretty envelope, put it, yeah, exactly. Love letter idea. Put it under your pillow, keep it where you can see it, maybe, if that's what resonates with you, whatever resonates with you. Read it every once in a while. So here's one of my letters that I wrote. It's half typed and half written. I'm going to read it to you. My other letter that I had was 3.5 pages of the idea partner that I wanted in the relationship, right? Again, this is you speaking to the universe and the universe answering to you. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imaginary. So here's what I wrote. What I want a partner. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with somebody, with a person who genuinely cares and loves me for who I am. He will be fun to be around. He will like to do things, and he will be my best friend. He will treat me with respect at all times, even when he is angry. He will come from a loving family, and they will accept and love Sam and I as their own. Sam is my daughter. I will, in return, do all of these things too. I have learned that to get and keep respect, I have to give it at all times. I have learned that communication is the key to a successful relationship. All of my mistakes in the past are behind me now. I now create a wonderful new relationship. I am happy with my partner. So that was the typed out part. Also, when you write letters, you want to talk in the present form. I have, I am. You don't want to say, someday I want, maybe, I could. You don't want those flimsy words. You don't want to use those words. You want to be firm. I have, I am, I've created, I now have. You want to use present tense, okay? As if it's already yours, okay? So the second part says, I am spending, see, I started with I am spending the rest of my life with a person who genuinely cares and loves me for who I am. He is, oh, is this the same thing? I think this is the same thing. Okay, I see what I did. I typed it and then I wrote it because this is powerful. This is so powerful. So it's the same thing. Yeah. All right. So that is something that you can do that is super powerful. It's not only releasing it from your mind onto paper, out of your body, but it's also bringing it into a reality. Okay. So you can do that too. Any questions? Any questions? Or anybody need any coaching? Let me know in the chat. If not, I'll continue on. Okay. All right. So like I was saying, this program is tailored. Oh, somebody just put something in here. Yes, coaching. Okay. What is your question?
Hi, Denise. Can I say it?
Yeah, of course.
No, you can't say it. You're not allowed.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, with the visualization and that stuff, sometimes you just feel so, you just feel like the wind is knocked out of you. And some days you can kind of gather that a little bit more, those kind of processes, the visualization, the other stuff. Sometimes it just is so, it just slips right through your fingers, the ability to do it. What do you say to that?
You have to shift your energy. You have to shift the mood. So what you're describing is it sounds like when you say the wind is knocked out of me, it sounds like there's a low vibration there. Maybe something happened or somebody said something. And so this brings you into a lower vibration, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Okay. So how what the next thing to do is to shift your energy. And so you can do that several ways. One of the ways that I like to shift my energy is to put on one of my favorite songs. Okay. My favorite band, Prince. I'm an 80s girl, Prince, or anybody from the 80s that I love. And just even if initially you're forcing yourself, right? You want to shift the energy. So you can put on a song, start dancing, start singing, and eventually it'll shift, right? Now, if this is something that continues on, like if this is just a one-time thing, you wanna acknowledge that emotion that you have, right? I feel like the wind has been knocked out of me. You want to acknowledge that emotion, and you don't want to avoid it before you shift, right? But if this is something that like it comes and it goes and this is what happens, then you can use that to shift your energy. Or YouTube is a great resource. I have 2 pit bulls, and on Instagram I follow so many pit bull pages, and they're so cute and they're so funny. So I'll just scroll through Instagram and I'll laugh. I'll watch these videos of these dogs being silly, and it just changes my mood. So you could go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram, and you can put on these pages, put in the search bar your favorite animal, your favorite kitty, your favorite, breed,
right,
and that will shift.
So Denise, you're kind of like energizing yourself. It's kind of like you're charging yourself up so that you can get something accomplished, you can get something constructive done, in between taking care of everything else that you're supposed to be responsible for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah, a lot. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Okay. So are you good, Elise, or do you have anything else?
No.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just mute and read this one. How can I take my power back when my mom has been controlling my life for so long and I am a people pleaser and struggling with setting boundaries, especially with her, because I know she loves me more than anything else, but she has been projecting her trauma on me. She had an alcoholic father and is the youngest of 4 kids. And I'm starting to see the effects it has, and I want my own life and not feel so dependent on her. Well, that's really good that you have that awareness. I just want to say that. It goes on. How can I get better at handling criticism from my parents when I am already hard on myself and a perfectionist, and knowing that they are disappointed in me or want me to be something else. I am trying my best to just let it go and believe that I am enough, but it's not going very well because you need support. That's the first thing that just came to me. You need like a cheerleader is what came to me. You need somebody that is supporting you and giving you, tools that you can use to help you with this. Okay. Okay. Let me break this down. Okay. So I really want to I want you to recognize that you are aware of this in your mom and that you're a people pleaser. I want you just to acknowledge that you know this about yourself, and this is really, really good, because when we know better, we do better. There's many, many years that people go and they don't even know what they're doing, and they just keep repeating the same cycles because they don't know what they're doing. So that's really important. And that you struggle with setting boundaries. You're not alone in that. There's a lot of people that struggle in setting boundaries. Okay. It sounds like your mom she's maybe overprotective because of her experience, and she's hoovering came up for me like a helicopter maybe. And yeah, and when you are raised with an alcoholic parent, that has a profound effect on you. So it sounds like your mom needs to have support and get either therapy or counseling or something about her past. Okay, and you feel so dependent on her. So baby steps. I always say baby steps. There's little things that you can do to separate the codependency. Okay, there's little. You may think, oh my gosh, well that is so little, that doesn't count. Yes, it does. Every little baby step counts. So anything that you can do to separate the codependency, I would say for you to start doing. Okay. How can you handle the criticism from your parents? Okay, I know that's hard because they're your parents, but the criticism, when somebody criticizes somebody else, that is their own judgment about themselves. They're projecting it out onto the other person. So usually it is the child, it is the spouse, it is somebody who's the closest to them. Okay, so a book that I can recommend to you is called The Mastery of Love. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. And that is a book that I highly recommend for you to get that separation with the criticism. Okay. Yeah. And we're all hard on ourselves, my love. That, and a perfectionist, that's very common. So don't be hard on yourself for being hard on yourself. Okay. Okay. If they're disappointed in you, that's their decision to be disappointed in you. Okay. I have 2 kids. They're in their 20s. I would never be disappointed in them. Like, I mean, unless they were like murderers or something, but whatever they want to do and be, that's their life. That's not my life. So as a parent, there has to be like, I love you no matter what. And if you choose to do something that I don't want you to do, then as long as you're happy, good for you. So in other words, what I'm saying is that this is their stuff. It sounds like you're taking on their stuff. Are you an empath? And I am enough, or am I enough, or I'm not enough, that everybody, we all carry that. So you're not alone in that. Okay, I'm still trying to move on, but I tend to hold on to things because I guess it feels comfortable since I have been holding on to it for so long. I do have a coach, yes, definitely. Yep. Dependent in the sense that she always made decisions for me, and now I need to, yeah. All right. Yeah. I know. It's empaths are so beautiful, and sometimes it can feel like a curse that you take on all these emotions from people. But it truly is a gift to be so empathetic. And you have to learn, this is something that you have to learn to kind of like create a protection shield around you to not take on, like Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman had the bullet things would bounce off of her bracelets. It's kind of like that. You have to create something around you, energetically, of course, that bounces off of when other people try to project their energy onto you, and they want you to feel, they want to criticize you, they want you to feel like crap because they feel like crap, or they want you to feel like a certain way because that's how they feel. Then you have to energetically push that back onto them. That doesn't belong to you. Yeah, of course. You're welcome. Okay, so this program, Empower the Woman Within, I'm retiring it. I'm going to run it one more time, and then I am closing it out. So it's a program tailored for women just like you who struggle in relationships with emotionally unavailable men and wanting to experience a healthy relationship with somebody who loves and adores you. And so during our time together, like I was sharing with you in the weeks, we go over all of those topics. But essentially, what we do is you're going to learn how to shift from the mother energy to the woman energy. So, like I was just reading, the perfectionist is being in mother energy, and when you're in mother energy, you will attract child energy. So if you look back at your relationships, I'm sure everybody could agree that your ex acted like a child, right? Child energy, child behavior. All right. So you'll learn how to shift from the mother energy to the woman energy so that you never attract child energy again and heal from the past experiences that you've had. Now you'll get to only experience healthy relationships with emotionally connected men. Even for the example that I was just giving about the parents, when you're in woman energy, see, parents tend to continue to treat their kids like kids even when they're adults, right? And I know you're in college and I know you're a young woman, but you're still a woman. So when you can shift from being, they're treating you like in child energy, but it sounds to me like they're in the child energy and you're in the parent energy. But when you can shift into woman energy, that's when the boundaries come in, right? That's when you can set boundaries easily. That's when you're unapologetic. That's when you're like, look, mom, this is my life. This is how it's going down. And whatever their reaction is, you're not connected to their reaction. Yes, you love them, but you can't be connected to their reaction because you know that that's their stuff, right? And in the Mastery of Love, that explains it very well. So that's what in this 12-week program that we do is shift your energy from the mother energy to the woman energy so that you don't attract child energy again. And even the people in your life right now who are currently showing up like child energy, that energy will shift. I promise you. It's like, it's amazing. So it's like that example, I walked into the room and I could cut the tension with the knife. So now you get to experience only healthy relationships with emotionally connected men that you can trust and co-create a life with your best friend, right? And so the targets that you'll hit by us being together is loving yourself. So if you heard me in the beginning of the call going over the weeks, I talk about self-love because that's really important. Self-love is when you love yourself completely, you will set those boundaries. When you love yourself completely, you will be unapologetic for the way that you feel or the way that you want your life to go. If this is something that you want and it's your heart, why would you apologize for that? It's what you want. It's your future. It's your life, right? And this is so the objection is that you could be yourself and have fun in relationships and never experience a painful relationship again. All right. And then I'm going to walk you through rebuilding your trust muscle so that you no longer second guess yourself and that you feel confident within yourself to trust your gut again and end the frustration, doubt, and fear that you had in the past so that you can speak your truth in knowing what you know. You will feel fully supported in this container unlike anything that you've ever felt before. And of course, getting over the fear of being hurt again in relationships. So picture yourself on a date being in woman energy and not mothering anymore. Now you feel empowered to engage in fulfilling relationships. By the end of our time together, you will know exactly how to manifest anything that you desire. I'll show you how I created my dream life and how I went from a miserable, toxic relationship of over 20 years and when I was crying myself to sleep every night to marrying the man of my dreams. And all the things that I shared with you before, because I do string the manifestation throughout all of the programs. There's so many exercises that I can give to you. I just gave you one tonight about writing. Okay. There's many more that I share with you in the Empower the Woman Within 12-week program. So I gave you a little taste of some of the testimonies. I gave you a little taste of how I created my dream wedding with 100 guests in the middle of a pandemic, how my client met the man of her dreams in the middle of a pandemic, how I got my dream wedding band in the venue that really wasn't even asking for. So this program is a weekly group call held on the first 3 Mondays of the month via Zoom, just like this. It's recorded and it is sent to you. And so together we have the teaching as well as the Q&A so that you can absorb each topic in a structured way and get the live coaching from me in the Q&A portion. You will be included in my private Facebook group where you will receive uplifting tips and tools only shared with my clients so that you are 100% supported and surrounded by other people that are on the same healing journey as you. So having that support of being able, like you have done here, sharing, your specific situation and having other people relate to it versus judge you, right? Having other people give you advice or say, wow, I was in that same situation or a similar situation, and here's what worked for me, or here's what didn't work for me. Having that support is vital to your growth and it's vital to the healing. So you're going to make new friends with these women and men who have been through or are going through the same types of situations, and lifelong bonds are created here. So this group is your soft place to land so that when you're feeling alone or disconnected, you know where to go. And listen, right off the bat, you get access to all 12 of the previous recorded coaching calls once you're in the Facebook group. This is also where your workbook is located. So like I said, you're going to get the workbook in the PDF form, but you can print it up, if you want. I have all my paper clips and stuff in here. You'll get it in the PDF, but you can print it up just like this. I think it was like $15, $20. I don't remember. I have a plastic cover on the front. And it goes into, in the beginning, it goes into first about the homework and then how we show up energetically, like the mother, the child, and the woman energy. We talk about that throughout the program. That's really important because that's the shifting of the energy. So, and the live coaching calls are in there, the live coaching call dates. So you'll receive a feeling of comfort and safety inside of the container. The support you get throughout this program is remarkable. And you'll be deeply held while working through your pain points. And let's be real, we all struggle through the same things. Everything that you just described about being a perfectionist, being a people pleaser, this is very common. We all go through these types of things, right? Wanting to please the people that you love. But unfortunately, what we do when we people please is we sacrifice our own selves. So these are things that we work through together, right? And results motivate. This leaves you wanting more and it keeps you on track in the program. So my job is to get you results ASAP. And that's why I give you the coaching, give you the advice, give you the tools that you can start using. And I guarantee you, if you use the tools and you show up, if you show up and use the tools, you'll get results. Absolutely. All of my clients share that they feel confident knowing that I'm coming from a place that isn't challenged or threatening. I feel great and energetic. I feel unstoppable. And for the bonus support in between our calls, I have a couple clients on here right now that I can share with you that you're supported. You're not left in between our calls. If you need me in between the calls, you have my support via Voxer. And now there's like so many now, right? There's Telegram, there's Signal, there's like a whole bunch. I'm probably on all of them. So in other words, you're not left hanging, you're not left in the wind, you're fully supported in this container. And finally, you're going to step out of fear and anxiety and into peace and calm. You're going to trust yourself in relationships and stop second guessing yourself. You're going to deeply love yourself with who you are and where you are right now, and become your most confident self. And finally, stop attracting emotionally unavailable and toxic men and feel ready for your true love. Okay, does anybody have any questions about what I just shared? Let me know. All right, and I am going to share a link with you right here. Okay. Okay, what's the question? It just says yes.
Yes, Denise?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Like he just called me while you were speaking, and I answered the call. And okay, I went to the gym, and I could come over. We could watch that show on Netflix at your mom's house. But I'm a little bit sweaty, but I'll come over. I said, no, it's okay. I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna be leaving just in a little while. Don't come. It's all right. I thanked him. I said, oh, thanks for for cool. Thanks for being nice.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay, all right, and there we go. Here I go. I hear it. Thank you, my beautiful Elise.
Mm-hmm.
Like so scripted, and but he, it's a kind of it is sincere in his own sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
He's not insincere. I know what the difference is, but then he has this strange twist when I say something that is not really he doesn't like for some reason, even if it's so innocent, so empty, innocuous of
Mm-hmm.
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's the biggest thing that he needs to do to get over that? What do I look for as a sign that he's making any progress?
Well, the thing that you need to look for is within you, right? Because that's something that he needs to figure out, right?
Oh, yeah.
And what came up for me when you were just talking was, and I know we've talked about this before, is to be grateful for, this is something that you could write even tonight. The grateful for that he was willing to come over, even though he was sweaty straight from the gym, right? Be grateful for that he responds to you, and that, there's many things that you could be grateful for, and that he responds to you and says, my beautiful Elise. Because he could be a total jackass.
Yes. Yeah.
And so again, when you're in gratitude, you're in a higher vibration. And when you send that out to the universe, then you're going to get more of that back. Right?
Yeah.
So you want to be in gratitude. And then whatever he needs to figure out, he needs to figure out.
Yeah, definitely. Because, you can't take on your job and his job.
Right.
Just being, that's absurd.
Right. And like today, about the 2 chapters that I was telling you about, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 5 and 7, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so 5 is the perfect relationship. So for everybody who's listening, I'm talking about the book, The Mastery of Love. Chapter 5 is called The Perfect Relationship. And basically it talks about what Elise was just saying. Like, I'm responsible for my portion of the relationship. Even though you're in a relationship with somebody else, you're only responsible for your portion of the relationship, the way that you show up in the relationship. And that's what that's what I was just talking about, shifting from the mother energy to the woman energy. Because when you show up in the woman energy, you, first of all, to me, it gives me
They
great,
resent it though, don't they, Denise?
well,
They resent it. If they see a little bit of strength, oh my God.
well, if they do, then that's their problem, not yours. You have to be who you are.
Right. Otherwise, you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
That's my tip to everybody that's listening.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's what we talk about, is being in that woman energy and being responsible for your portion of the relationship. And then the other chapter, chapter 7, was the dream master. I think those, after, you know, those are 2 great chapters to read over again. That
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at that. If I have to do it 3:00 in the morning, under the cover of my comforter, I'm gonna be looking at that.
Whatever works.
Yeah, thank you, Denise.
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Anybody else have any questions? So I put the link to the link that I shared is to the 12-week program that I am retiring. Like I said, I've been running it since July of 2018. I'm retiring it. I'm running it one more time. I'm launching it, or whatever. I'm retiring it at the launch price. So the price that you see, there's 2 ways that you can get in. If you do the pay in full, there is a bonus package attached to that. And then if you wanted to just do payments, you could do 3 payments of that. And this is the last time that I'm running it. I'm retiring it. So let me know if you have any questions. The link is there. And if everybody is good, unless anybody has any more questions or any coaching, then we are good for the night. All right. All right, my loves. You'll get the replay, and I'm wishing you well. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. All right. Have a great night.